I realized that everyone who's like legit, not legit really, but the top NBA players who are white, they're all old guys. All right, welcome back. Another episode, High and Wide. We've been away as usual. I don't know about you guys, but we miss you guys as much as we're going to pretend that you miss us. Every time we go away for a little while, I wonder what our loyal listeners are thinking. Back as always, Franny Bobe.
Hey, what's happening?
Franny, you miss people as much as I miss people?
I miss the people, man. I like hearing feedback, and I hope what we put out is good and people enjoy and get a break from the monotony and I miss it. We gotta get back on a regular schedule.
Absolutely. So if you love us, we love you. If you don't listen, or you don't like what you listen to, well, I just think you're dumb. Just being honest. You probably have a bad opinion. If you don't like what we have to say, you're probably one of those people who put like the Sixers record in your name on Twitter. You're
probably a Cowboys fan if you don't like what we have to say.
Wolf.
Or like a Penguins guy or something.
What a dagger. Is that your brother? Isn't your brother a Penguins fan?
Don't even get me started. If you want to see me go from 0 to 60, talk to me about the idol who I grew up idolizing this guy. He taught me everything I know about Philadelphia sports. And then, oh, by the way, I'm a Penguins guy because they traded Brian Propp at some point. And
that may need its own episode. We may need to get him on here.
You want to talk about the therapy couch on that one?
Apologize for bringing that up. That's on me. That's all my fault. So we went out with the Sixers season a couple episodes ago. I don't know if you can hear. My dog's going crazy. Don't know why. Don't care. Hope they both die.
Whoa.
All right.
Animal-friendly show, my friend. We love puppies.
Slight exaggeration. They might be barking at me, which is more than likely possible. I don't know. I have one dog that's cool and one dog that's a total psychopath. If anyone wants to adopt the psychopath dog, he's a great dog.
Jack Daniels does wonders for.
He's just a psychopath, but his name's Bryce Harper. Just throwing it out there. His name's Bryce Harper. Hit a home run tonight.
His bark is louder than his bite. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, tough break. So, with the Sixers Sixers end of the season, we ended that episode with, a particular song, A Boy's Go West, King of Wishful Thinking, playing right now. Now, there's a reason we played that song, obviously. Go West was a request to Kawhi, and he indeed went west. And also, King of Wishful Thinking. I'll get over you. I know I will. It may be a lie. That very well may be a lie. I may never get over the quadruple doink, whatever the hell happened, but hey, he went west. Fran.
He went west, and
I'm thrilled.
He took another guy with him. It's apples to apples for me. Whatever he can go west. I kind of wanted him to stay in the East though, because I feel like I wanted that redemption to beat his team again, because I don't know that he can do that 2 years in a row by himself. Because this is essentially what he did. They got some quality contributions from a couple people that you weren't expecting, but I don't know that was going to happen 2 years in a row. But he's gone now, and it looks like the Sixers are got to be in the conversation as the top seed in the East.
Yeah, he's definitely gone. I respect your opinion on that, but I totally disagree. Goodbye. See you later. See you in the finals. Maybe. Hopefully not. But actually, who knows with the way the NBA is constructed now. But Yeah, you bringing up the East now. I mean, the whole NBA has been totally restructured.
Yeah, it's like they went from building these super teams with 3, 4, sometimes even 5 stud players on rosters to now it's a 2-guy team with role players, and ultimately whoever has the better role players, I think, will come out on top, because if you look at the 2 guys on each squad, yeah, there's some that are better than others, but ultimately I think it's a wash across the board. I mean, especially the older guys who've paired up with some of these younger cats like LeBron. He's getting older. And Anthony Davis, I know everybody loves him and all. I'm not a big fan. I don't think he's a stud, but when he's on the court, and him not being on the court is a thing, and it happens every single year. So,
which is kind of fair and kind of not fair, because Anthony Davis is he averages 60-something games a year. It's there. I get it. I get what you're saying, but it's not as bad as people think. It's almost like people when they say it about Embiid, but Embiid's been there. He's been there the last 2 years. Obviously, this year he's probably going to play less games, and rightfully so. But you need those guys. Obviously, Embiid's going to play less because you need him in the playoffs, and because their moves they made are going to afford them that luxury to let him play less. You know what? I like Anthony. Like you said, Anthony Davis is a phenomenal player, phenomenal. But Anthony Davis and LeBron, and then a cast of characters around.
Yeah,
literally a cast of characters.
Yeah,
and you know what? I want to know if Anthony Davis re-signs in LA and he re-signs for less than his he gets a supermax
next year, right?
Well, first of all, he already turned down his trade kicker, which is it's something that happens a lot in the NBA. It's 15% trade kicker. If he re-signs for less than his supermax, we have to know what he gets to be in Space Jam 2. We have to know. That has to be known. Absolutely. And it was just like with KD. Like KD and Golden State, he re-signed for less. But Golden State, California, all the tech industry, who knows how much Bitcoin was on the thumb drive that he was given to sign for less.
So you're talking back alley deals on
Absolutely.
the side to compensate for taking a little bit less so you can sign more guys. Yeah, I mean,
100%.
I wouldn't put it past any of these dudes. I mean,
the NBA is so electric that's just listen.
It's crazy
how the point is
crazy how the NBA has legitimately taken over sports in the absence of football, and even during football season, it's definitely NFL, NBA, and for a while, leading up until the LeBron years, I think NBA was definitely not where they're at now. And like you said, it's incredible what the free agency period does, and in the playoffs, it's great basketball, and it's definitely stepped up since you and I were kids, I think, for sure.
You know what? Absolutely. It's definitely, it's a better game. But it's also, especially this past offseason, the NBA has officially put the NFL on notice that they're coming for their neck.
Never gonna happen.
Listen, we all may tune in to the NFL, right? From 1 o'clock on Sunday until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whenever Sunday Night Football ends. No doubt about it. We're not
Plus
tuning in.
Monday and Thursday.
Sure. We're not tuning in to every NBA game, right? But there is not a single professional sport that has more drama and a better off season than the NBA. The NBA is the game is great. I love the game. I watch a lot, and I get why people don't watch it. I get why people don't like it. That's fine. That's your personal taste. That's okay. But nobody can deny that the drama that unfolds in the NBA destroys the drama in every other league, and not a negative way drama, not negative, not Kardashian drama. I'm talking Kawhi to the Clippers, bringing Paul George with him, right?
Well, right, but that's
Russell Westbrook for Chris Paul,
traded for Chris Paul, right?
All this stuff is electric.
However, the only reason it's like that is because the NBA, unlike every other sport, maybe except baseball, but nobody really cares about baseball anymore. The NBA, their contracts and their CBA is set up to allow them to essentially choose where they want to go. and make these crazy friggin' moves and have a guy like Kawhi Leonard who just was named Finals MVP, wins the championship, and somehow, some way, manages to get a deal done with another player to move to a third team without anybody knowing about it until it actually happens. So the guys in the NFL, I mean, their contracts are structured so much differently that it doesn't allow them to have this same kind of power. It's similar. NBA free agency and off season, definitely number one for sure. NFL right behind it. If you flip flop that scenario to actual play and games, NFL's by far and away the top dog and always will be. The NBA will never reach that crescendo.
Sure. The product whistle to whistle is still better in the NFL, but like as a whole, and you know what? You brought up the players, deciding, controlling the league. I don't see that as a bad thing. I kind of love it because so obviously a couple years ago, right? KD went to Golden State and everyone was up in arms about it, right? These super teams, blah blah blah. It's almost like everyone in the NBA was as kind of pissed off and what the WTF about it as we were. And now this was the first free agency period that was legit. Like last year's was bullshit, right? You had two free agents. And
everyone made you wait till the last minute. Everybody knew LeBron
was going to LA. And before free agency even hit, Paul George announced he was staying in OKC, right? So last year's free agency was nothing. So this year we have all these names and they all went everywhere. They went everywhere.
Yeah, the West is like a friggin', it's going to be a shootout, dude. It's unbelievable. The guys that are over there, and the East is just like over here like, hey, we're all right and we're going to get there. Some team's going to get there, but I don't know if we can contend because the West is fucking stacked. No matter how you look at it, they're just straight up stacked.
I see a little differently. Like I would say the depth of teams in the West are better. Let's say playoff teams 1 through 8 are probably better. Where like the East, obviously 1 through 8 are not as good, but like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 are just as good as 1 through 8 in the West.
I completely disagree. I couldn't disagree more.
All right, so obviously we know the teams. Let's get into this. All right, so we know the West, right? Let's get into the East now. So we're gonna avoid the Sixers for a minute. So let's talk about the team first that won the East last year. Let's talk about the Bucks.
Okay.
All right. Did the Bucks get better or did the Bucks get worse?
They didn't. Neither. I don't think. Well, maybe a little worse if you want to say that because they let Brogdon go, but Middleton's back. Lopez is sticking around. I'm not sure what they did bench wise, but losing Brogdon definitely hurt. But I don't think
losing Brogdon hurts. Mirotic is gone, but Mirotic didn't come till trade deadline, so
right, and he really wasn't contributor in the playoffs anyway.
The Bucks were the best team in the NBA last year, regular season,
which means nothing.
Well, I mean, this is speaking to what we're talking about. So they were the best team in the regular season,
right? So they'll be there again,
okay.
Right? So they're in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah, they're in that conversation. All right. So now we go down. Obviously, the Celtics dropped big time.
Did they? Did they fall completely off?
I didn't say completely off, but they're falling.
They're
big
still
time.
Top team in the East.
Yeah, but
maybe
that's
5.
That's
because I have a surprise team that I feel like is,
okay. All right, so that's kind of the point. So like I said, like top 3, maybe a 4th team.
So they're going to be in the conversation.
All right, so you're saying like 4th or 5th.
Right.
The Nets. Yeah, the Nets. All right, let's talk. So my thoughts on the Nets. I actually think the Nets got worse.
No.
Listen, okay. All right, so this is based on KD. KD is not. If KD plays next year, KD ain't gonna be shit, right? You come back from Achilles.
He's not gonna play next year though.
Okay,
that's still better off than they were this year.
No, I think they're worse. So you bring
Kyrie Irving is light years better than D'Angelo Russell.
Sure, absolutely. But look what Kawhi or Kyrie did to the Celtics last year. He took an Eastern Conference Finals team that took LeBron to 7 to their butts kicked in the second round.
That was he didn't want to be there. That whole team was a mess. The locker room was a joke. Like that was, I don't count that playoff series as anything as an indication of what Kyrie Irving can do for a team.
Now, I'm not just counting the playoff series. I'm counting the whole season. There was
he didn't want to be there.
I think Kyrie's a great player, obviously, but I think there's issues there with Kyrie.
I think they're weak at center, as you eloquently pointed out to my man Jared Allen.
Yes.
But Dinwiddie's a solid player.
Dinwiddie's all right. He's all right.
He's a solid player, dude. He's more than all right. He's a solid player. Karis LeVert, I think, is like
all right,
an all-star at some point. He's a good player, dude.
Karis LeVert will be an all-star when everyone decides to go to the West. Karis LeVert. I mean, these players, again, they're nice little pieces. You know what I mean? Like, but they're nothing. They're really nothing in the grand scheme of NBA, not just hierarchy, but like the NBA just in general. Like, they're nice little players. Like, yeah, like if this was the 13 or 15 win Sixers, I would love these guys on my team. I don't want those guys on the last two Sixers teams or this team. I don't want either one of them.
I would have taken Dinwiddie or LeVert in a heartbeat over what we have coming off the bench, but we'll talk about that later.
We're staying away from the Sixers right now. All right,
the surprise team. So
I think I agree
in the conversation.
I think we're going to create the dark horse team in the East.
Yeah, it's the Pacers.
Absolutely, 100%.
Love everything they've done.
Big fan of the Indiana Pacers this year. I mean, based on what they've done. But again, so they fall into the top 3 or 4 teams, right? So those 3 or 4 teams. So we talked obviously we think the Sixers are up there, the Bucks, the Pacers, and I mean the Nets deserve to be up there. So when I say Kyrie's a great player. Kyrie's going to put the Nets up into that tier. When I say negative things about Kyrie, I don't think Kyrie can't. I don't ever think Kyrie can win being the guy.
Yeah, it's yet to be determined, right? He still hasn't done that by himself yet. I mean, when they were in Cleveland, although he did hit the shot to win it, essentially, LeBron was still there. So yeah, you might be right there, but I think
that's the whole point of my Kyrie thing is he's not going to be the guy. He'll never be the guy.
Well, you can't say that because he is nasty, and it seems as though he is in a better spot, right? He's happy. He went to where he wanted to go, and he's got KD on the horizon, whether that's this year coming up, which I don't think they'll push it. There's no sense in forcing him back out there, but they're going to be. I tell you what, man, next year, that's going to be a conversation.
Okay. Hey, obviously I respect your opinion. I totally disagree. I'm not afraid of the Nets at all. I'm not even afraid of the Nets when KD comes back.
Dude, what about Jared Dudley though, man?
Oh my, you're right.
What a piece of shit that guy is.
What a piece they lost.
Yeah.
So that's my point. Is like those 3 or 4 teams in the East can through 82 games through the NBA regular season can definitely put the West on notice. But
I don't see it at all.
Okay. Now, with all those teams that we listed, obviously we left our team out. I think after the offseason, the draft, free agency, I think, and I mean this honestly, 100%, that the Sixers should be not only the team out of the East to be favored, but they should be the team to be favored to win the NBA Finals next year.
I should be fucking 6'6" and playing offensive lineman too, but the cards didn't fall that way. I mean, that's a huge statement, and I will gladly put whatever wager you want on that, because my friend, that is not going to happen. I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. Because maybe they got better. Sure, I don't have a problem with any of the moves they made, letting Jimmy go, whatever. He didn't want to be here, so we didn't have to give.
I disagree with. First of all, just a small caveat,
and then you can disagree with everything that
I disagree that he didn't want to be here. But go ahead.
Well, there's his story, Sixers story, and the truth, and you're never going to know what the truth is because
Sure, you're right.
It came out that they offered it to him and that they didn't offer it to him, and so it is what it is.
Yes.
Ultimately, he's got a mouthful of Dwayne Wade, and that's where he wanted to go. So that's where he went. See ya. I like Richardson. I don't have a problem with Richardson coming back.
All right, so let's go down. Let's see where the Sixers are better than last year. All right, right. So Ben Simmons, obviously, is going to get better, right?
Is he?
Hold on, stop that.
No, because your whole statement,
typical
that
NBA,
they're going to get to the championship and win it, is banking on a young kid who's never shot a fucking jump shot.
Hold on.
How are they going to win a championship if their main ball handler and guy you rely on doesn't shoot the ball?
Averages 16, 8, and 8 through 2 seasons in the NBA.
Numbers at it all you want.
All right. So hold on. See what people lose in the Ben Simmons debate is just because you're one of the best players on the team doesn't mean you have to be one of the top scorers on the team.
I don't need him to drop 40 a night.
Ben Simmons.
That's not what I'm saying.
But Ben Simmons is your again. We talked about this over and over again. 4th or 5th scoring option constantly on this team. Constantly.
Okay.
So that's not what he does. He's not filling it up. He does everything else.
I don't need him to drop 40 a night.
Okay. All right.
But I need him to come down the court when he has the ball in his hand and there's nobody in front of him, and instead of running towards the basket and looking for a pass last minute, just pop a jump shot. You can't grow up playing a sport, no matter what it is. If it's baseball, you don't make it to the major leagues without hitting the ball. You don't make it in hockey without scoring a puck or saving the puck. You don't make it in soccer without scoring goals. You don't make it in the NBA as an all-time great without being able to shoot the ball a little bit. I'm not asking for 20 shots a game. I'm not asking for Kobe numbers. Keep the rebounds, keep the dishes, keep the steals, all of it. I love it all. And I love Ben. But dude has to shoot the ball. He's got to be able to shoot.
Listen,
if he's able to shoot, that will open up so much more of an offense for this team. It's not even funny.
All Ben has to do is have a 10-foot shot or floater. That's it. That's all he's got to do. He doesn't even need to make it. He's got to take it. And that's it. That's it. Because everything else he does makes this team very, very, very good.
The last thing
I'll
say about Ben, because we're going to agree to disagree that what he needs to do versus what he does well. And again, I love him. He does so many things really good. But I don't, as a fan of basketball and growing up watching the people that I watch and even watching the old school tapes of old school basketball players, and as a sports fan, I don't see in him the killer instinct, the heart of a champion. I don't see it. And I want to so bad. Until he shows me that he's the guy who can take the ball at the end of a game and win you a game, I'm sorry, I don't feel like they're going to win a championship.
All right. Now, see, that's your argument against the point that you made a little bit ago with that, because I mean, you're essentially saying the eye of the tiger. Right? So you don't see the eye. He's got no killer instinct. Hold on. He's got no heart. Hold on. Now you brought all that point to say like the end of a game to go win the game. That again goes back to the point where he's that's not his game. Like the end of the game, a shot, post up, whatever. That's not his game. Okay. All right.
So who on the team is going to do that for you?
Listen, I'm not I hate this debate. I hate this debate because I know the sports talk radio has been all about it. You know what's going to happen in the end of games? They're probably going to put it down low to Joel, and Joel's going to do his thing, right? That's your guy. Joel's your best player, flat out. Joel very well may win the MVP this year, but Ben Simmons will never be that guy. He'll never be that guy. And if people want him to be that guy, then they're wishing for the wrong thing, because that's not his game.
Maybe I labeled it wrong. I just need to see some kind of heart out of the kid. I don't need him to take the last shot at the end of the game, but I need to see some kind of emotion, some kind of like killer, like I'm gonna step on your throat type instinct, and I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
See, I disagree with that, because, and this is the biggest not the biggest reason, but the first thing that comes to mind is your boy Jared Dudley called him out, right? And what did he do?
Stop. Right after Jared Dudley. Stop. That guy's older than fucking dirt. All right, he had a couple good games and made himself a little extra money. Stop, Jared Dudley. Get out of here.
Stop.
I'm not talking about Jared Dudley. I'm talking about when you're going up against Kyrie and you're going up against KD or you're going up against LeBron in a final. Like, that's when you need your best players to shine.
Look at his numbers against those guys. His numbers are very impressive against those guys. They all are. My point was, it's not a Jared Dudley thing. Like, fuck Jared Dudley. You're right. I don't give a fuck about that Ninja Turtle fucking looking motherfucker. But he's the motherfucker who called out Ben Simmons, and then Ben Simmons followed it up with one of his best playoff appearances of all time, right? In 2 seasons, that's what happened, right? So you said you wanted to see a little heart from this guy, and he showed you some heart, and he went out and did that. When someone called him out in the press, he did it. And sure, I understand if you're going to say that, like, oh, well, he needed to be called out. All right, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. But he's also like 22, 23, whatever. Dude, this guy, think about it. The only thing this kid is missing is a 10-foot shot. That's it. If he gets
that's exactly what I led off with.
But that's the point. So people, and it's not just you, and if it comes off that I'm attacking you, I apologize. I don't mean it.
I don't care. Come at me.
But the people who come at Ben Simmons because he's played 2 NBA seasons and he has one flaw is asinine. It's absolutely asinine.
He has more than one flaw, dude. Come on. He turns the ball over more than.
Sure, but he's played 2 seasons. Sure. He's a power forward who has turned into an NBA point guard after 2 seasons. Yeah, he's going to turn the ball over. But his one glaring.
You don't have to sell me on Ben Simmons.
I'm not
selling the guy.
I'm not selling.
I just need to see something different from him. That's all.
So
that's all I'm saying.
All this. So we're deep into Ben. So obviously Ben just signed the extension, 5 years, $170 million, which is he's playing this year. So it's actually like 6 years. So he's playing this year, and then he's got a 5-year extension for 170, which is going to end up being a bargain. But there are people out there.
Great move on the Sixers' part, for sure.
There's people. I saw a tweet from someone who's worked at ESPN. I saw it today.
Was it Ryan Ellis?
No, I don't even know this guy's name. I don't know this guy's name. I'm not even gonna fucking give him clout. Fuck this guy. But he said Sixers just gave Michael Carter Williams $170 million. I'm not saying Ben Simmons is Michael Carter Williams, but I'm also not saying Ben Simmons isn't Michael Carter Williams, which is the dumbest thing, might be the dumbest fucking thing I've ever read about Ben Simmons. It might be. It's up there. It's really up there.
He's light years better than Michael Carter Williams.
Oh my God. To mention Michael Carter Williams, you may have to do an extra 30 years in purgatory just for comparing Ben Simmons to Michael Carter Williams. That's absolutely atrocious. It's offensive. It's offensive. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're in Golden State right now, upset that KD fucking bounced for Brooklyn, you should be offended as a basketball fan that someone would compare Ben Simmons to Michael Carter Williams, who's barely in the league. Barely in the league.
No, you're right.
That's ridiculous. And then, you know what the biggest comparison comes to after that is Giannis, which is kind of like, if you want to compare him to Giannis, that's cool. I kind of get it. But let's talk about their career trajectory when we're comparing them. Because it took Giannis 3 seasons to do what Ben has done for his first 2. And then Giannis didn't shoot the ball until his 5th year 2 seasons ago.
Right, he's still not a good top-tier shooter either.
Right. Well, obviously not. But he takes it, which is a fair argument. He takes the shot, which is fair. Absolutely. But that's all. But the biggest difference there. So obviously, their trajectory. Ben's trajectory is going towards something great. Okay.
Did you develop Tourette's in the last 5 minutes? You all right?
I may have. It gets me so fired up.
Settle down.
Okay. So now let's compare Giannis going into year 7 with Ben going into year 3. Okay. Giannis going into year 7, coming off his MVP season, which he fully deserved. He was the best player on the best team in the NBA. He deserved it, 100%. The biggest difference between Giannis and Ben is Giannis is the best player on his team. If Giannis goes away, the Bucks go away.
True.
Ben doesn't have to be
just like Toronto's going to go away.
The top scorer or even the best player. When I say best player, I go to what lazy NBA fans think of best player as the top scorer. Ben is your 4th, 5th scoring option.
Yeah, he's right, not your best player. Obviously, JoJo's the best player. We all know that.
Yeah, JoJo's your best. Ben's your 2nd best player, but Ben's your 4th or 5th scoring option. But that's what people see in the NBA when they watch it. Is because they see scoring options, which is absolutely ridiculous. But like to compare the two is like it's just lack of NBA knowledge, really. I think.
Well, listen, again, I'll preface this by saying I love Ben. I want Ben to do all the great things. I want him to win championships. Yeah. I love the guy. I love him. I'm on Team Ben. I just need to see a little more from him. JoJo, same thing. Love him. Just give me a little more. Come back a little bit of shape.
Absolutely.
Work on your footwork a little bit. Stop being a little clumsy. I love Tobias. I was a big fan of Tobias last year. I just love his game. I think he's perfect fit for this team. I like Richardson.
Hold on. Let's slow down. Let's not jump all the way through the team. All right. So you're happy with bringing Tobias back. Let's go to Tobias.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Good with the money? I don't care about money.
It's not my money.
Not my money, right? Absolutely. Josh Richardson. All right.
I would have liked to get a little bit more for Jimmy than him. But yeah, I like him.
Yeah. See, like that whole argument, like you're not going to get more. You're not going to get, like, there's nothing more to get.
I mean, a guy like Deion Waiters, I would have loved to brought back just because of the Philly connection.
No. Deion Waiters is not a good, he's not a good player. Like, he's not a good player for this team. He'll fit. Deion Waiters is kind of a jerk off. Like,
dude,
you don't fit.
Dude, you know they signed Kyle O'Quinn, right?
Yes. I love Kyle O'Quinn.
Stink. Oh, stop.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Between Kyle O'Quinn.
I will say one thing about Kyle O'Quinn.
Kyle
O'Quinn
never
have the baddest, toughest, most prison yard fucking bench in the league. Exactly. I will say that.
Exactly. We have, and that's what you need in the NBA to win the playoffs. We have the all-time between Kyle O'Quinn and Mike Scott. The all-time.
Ennis. I love Ennis too.
I love James Ennis. I love James Ennis. You have just between those guys though, but like, you know, I'm down with James Ennis, but not even to put him in this. You have the all-time I ain't no bitch bench of all time.
Yeah.
All time.
Yeah.
Maybe not all time, but we're going to pretend like it because it fits.
So what do you think about Richardson?
I love Josh Richardson. You kidding me?
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't have a problem with that.
26.
Yeah, 26, young. He can score. Yeah, I like it.
You know what you did with Josh? You
got a younger Jimmy?
No, I'm not going to go there. But you sacrificed some percentage points behind the 3-point line from JJ Redick, right? But you now have
fucking JJ Redick. See ya.
He's going to play JJ's position. So that's where the comparison comes in, right? So you're going to lose.
But Richardson could get his own shot. JJ couldn't get a shot without running behind 15 screens and chucking something up.
Right. So this is my point. This is what I'm getting to. Right. So you're going to take JJ out at shooting guard and you're putting Josh Richardson in. You're going to lose a little bit, obviously, from 3-point percentage wise, but you're going to get a guy who can put the ball on the floor, a guy who can play defense, and a guy who can create his own shot. Like, I'll take that. I'll take those two. I'll take those pros against the one con, which is a big con, especially in Brett Brown's offense. You need a guy who can shoot the three. Obviously, I mean, JJ was the number 2 scoring option on the Sixers, but I'll take that trade-off. I'm down for that trade-off. I actually think they get better because of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Now you take Tobias and you move him to small forward. I think you get better moving him to small forward. Without even talking about who's going to get fill in power forward. I think you get better with putting him at small forward, letting him run around, letting him take shots, not forcing him to body guys. Just play his game. I think you get better. Taking Jimmy Butler out of the offense, I think Tobias gets better. Because now Tobias is going to see more shots per game. He's going to see the ball more.
Makes sense, yeah.
Right? Now you take, now power forward. Talked about it before it happened. I love Al Horford there. Love him. You want to say, I know what you're going to say. I'm sure.
What am I going to say?
I'm sure it's coming.
What am I going to say?
All the negative things I ever said about Al Horford, but all the negative things I ever said about Al Horford were what makes him a gamer.
And I don't hate the Horford move. I mean, I know you were expecting me to hate it and talk shit about him, but
no. I didn't expect you to hate it. I just expect you to give me shit
to break your balls for chewing me out for
no, not chewing you out for what?
For Horford.
No. I was just waiting for you to be like, oh, remember all the shit you said about Al Horford? And yeah, it was just because he was.
That's a little catty. I would never do such a thing like that.
All right, fair. At least not in a microphone, right?
Well, I think what you lose with Richardson in behind the arc, you get a little bit of help from Al because he can chuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. Listen, JoJo doesn't have to play against him anymore, which is awesome in the playoffs. You won't have to deal with him. And he's a veteran and he's a leader and he's a guy I think could hit a big shot for you if you need it and you can rely on him. As long as he stays healthy. He's a little old. I would have gone younger, and I would have saved a little money and maybe gotten another guy in here. And I would have gone after Enes Kanter, even though he's not the greatest.
Oh,
I know he's not a flashy guy. He's not as good as Horford. I know that, but he gives you solid minutes.
he's not as good as Kylo Quinn.
Stop, dude.
He's not.
Come on.
Basketball wise, maybe they're on par.
You can't be that fucking. You can't. I was gonna say a bad word. You can't be that.
I'm not
closed-minded when it comes to this.
It's not that I'm so pro Kylo Quinn. It's fuck Enes Kanter.
I mean, it's a double-double a game off the bench. I mean, Kylo Quinn hasn't had a double-double since he got in the NBA. So, I'm just saying. I don't mind the Horford move. I like it. He's going to add depth to the bench. He's great in the locker room. All young guys, all that hoopla. Get it, got it, good. I just like Kanter a little bit more. But you would have saved you a lot of money, and you could have maybe got another.
But where do you save the money? I don't understand that.
Well, Kanter wasn't going to get $104 million. He didn't get that much money.
But hold on, you'd rather have? Oh wait, are you saying Enes Kanter as opposed to Al Horford?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a step down. Listen, it's a step down. Yeah, absolutely.
You can't even argue that.
Well, I'm not saying that Enes Kanter's better. I'm fucking telling you would have saved yourself a lot of fucking money, and you could have went and got somebody else.
But okay, all right, save money. But then where do you spend that money to get better? Like I feel like their bench is really good.
You could have gotten somebody, one of these other free. I would have gone after Brogdon. You could have added Brogdon.
You're spending way too much to get Brogdon. And now you get Brogdon, then it's just what's the point of trading for Josh Richardson then, right? So you're going to spend all that money to get. You have Brogdon and Josh Richardson way cheaper for 2 years.
I just didn't want to give $104 million, and I know it's probably only 99 or whatever to a fucking 37-year-old Florida Gator.
That's fair. I'm all right with that. If that's your point, then that's cool. I get that.
But again, I like,
Don't give me Enes Kanter.
Worst case scenario, it's a good move. That's a solid move for the team. I get it. It's good. I maybe, the reason why I'm not a fucking GM somewhere is because I'm an idiot and I would have given Enes Kanter money and signed somebody else. But that's why we're talking on a podcast and we're not running a fucking franchise.
Not yet, Fran. There's time.
Yeah, I'm putting in, I'm laying a foundation in a couple places.
There's definitely time. No doubt about it.
So you honestly fucking think that the Sixers are going to not only win the East outright, but they're going to win the title? Who are they going to beat in the finals?
I don't care. Like, who can physically... All right, obviously the NBA is it's a man's league, right?
Well, go ahead, ask your question, because I have the answer already. Go ahead, ask it.
Playoffs,
yeah.
Who can physically compete with the Sixers?
Kawhi Leonard.
Dude, Kawhi had to shoot. They walled off Kawhi, and he still shot like 80-some%, right? First of all, does he do that again? Secondly, the Sixers are a way better defensive team than they were last year, and they were a really good defensive team last year.
Listen.
But who?
I come off as the pessimist and
who won the Clippers? Who won the Clippers stops Embiid? Who?
Yeah, Zubac's not going to do that.
Who in the West stops Embiid? The only player.
Embiid stops Embiid.
No. Dude, Embiid's already lost 30 pounds. He's already lost 30 pounds. You think, honestly, you watch Embiid all the time. Embiid talks all this shit. You honestly think he's going to take that L like he did from the Raptors, and everyone talking shit about his fucking chicken sandwiches and his fucking crying and all that bullshit. And he's not, and milkshakes, and he's not going to come back and fucking and be an MVP this year?
He's got to get off the 3-point line, but yeah, I would love to see him do that.
Well, it's all that was part. I mean, the offense kind of predict that. That's another thing we're going to see. A totally different offense from Brett Brown and the Sixers. They have to, because I mean, their offense was based off of JJ Redick running off screens and Embiid posting up.
Yeah, because your point guard can't shoot.
You don't have that anymore. So yeah.
Well, I'm happy with what they did. Giving Elton Brand the keys, letting him do his thing. I don't like.
There's a lot of people. Ooh. Let's go to the draft. All right, let's go. You don't like Thibault?
No.
Hold on. You don't like. Let's be real. We all know it. Everyone who listens, we all know why Franny doesn't like Matisse Thibault. It's one reason and one reason only.
Yep.
And what is it? Tell us.
Fucking Pac-12. The whole conference is soft.
Pac-12. Right. Okay. Matisse Thibault is. You know what Matisse Thibault is going to do? He's finally going to put anyone who ever complained about trading away Landry Shamet, he's finally going to shut them the fuck up.
Well, I hope, I don't care about that. It's not like Shamet's going to be fucking all-star. Like, get over it. The guy hit a couple threes for the Clippers.
Right, sure.
Relax.
Yeah, he averaged less than 10 points a game. But
nobody's ever going to be like, Shamet's going to get a max contract. No, stop it.
But what Thibault is Shamet's shot, but with an all defensive NBA ready pedigree. Well, friend, do you know not to speak in generalities?
He doesn't shoot like Shamet either. So I don't know where you're getting that.
He's got a great shot. He's a phenomenal 3-point shot.
All right.
Absolutely.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong.
It's clean. It's nice. It's real nice. Yeah. You know what's going to be great about this?
You got some inside information on Matisse Thibault's shot, or are you just going off of YouTube videos?
I'm just watching him play basketball. I mean, I watched him play in summer league. It's not about like everyone wants to shit their pants about different guys performing in summer league. That's fine, but there's nothing to unnecessarily shit your pants about a guy catching and shooting the ball, about his motion, and that's what Thibault was doing, and that's what Thibault did really, really well. He's got a great looking shot. It's just like Shamet did. Shamet had a great looking shot, and everyone gave him shit because he didn't really shoot it in college because that wasn't what he was asked to do in college, and that's the same thing with Matisse. Except Matisse was the best defensive player in college basketball last year, and he's showing that. He was showing that in the college or in a summer league. I think he's going to be really, 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 really good 3-and-D player. Really good.
I hope I'm fucking wrong, man, because I would love to see an NBA championship in this town. I think it'd be awesome. I just don't know, man. I have my reservations. I'm always going to root. I got them fucking tattooed on me for a reason. I just need to see more of a collective, fucking attitude adjustment from these guys. And I hope, I think maybe Ben made a step in the right direction by bailing out of the FIBA and making the statement that he wanted to get used to playing with the new guys, and they got a lot of work to do. So I respect the work that he puts in, and I respect that, he's bailing out of a national event in order to improve his game. So we'll see. I hope. I think it would be nuts in this town if they won a friggin' title, and I'll be there cheering. I'll be going to games, but for the purpose of this conversation, I have to be critical, and I have to talk about what I see. And what I see is not a team that has that step on your throat mentality, and that's all I'm asking. That's all I want to see.
Okay, that's fair, absolutely. And you know that I'm very critical and a realist, and I don't really say it often, but I think, like I said, I think they are no doubt about it the favorites out of the East. But I think that they have especially physically and defensively what it takes to win the NBA title. I'm not saying they are, but I think they
no,
have,
you are saying that they are because that's what you said.
No, I think they have it. I think they have what it takes. I think they have what it takes. Like, I'm not going to predict them to win it, but I see it. I see that they have the ability. They have the ability.
Don't listen.
I'm
don't
not backing
back
up.
You
I'm not
said
backing
they're
up.
going to win the title.
Fine. Sixers will win 2019-20 NBA champions, Philadelphia 76ers. Everybody,
I'll be the
your
first
hands.
Line to send out the tweet congratulating you and being the first one to call
76ers.
So. I'm going
to be popping 2 bottles on the show. One when Bryce signed, and another when everybody clap your hands. Sorry, go ahead.
We're wrapping up our NBA talk. I just would like to give a big thank you and a big shout out to my man Kawhi Leonard for just fucking sticking it to the LA Lakers like that, like he did. I just think it was just an incredible situation and just an incredible slap to the face of that whole fucking town and organization. Not the whole town.
You're right.
You're right. Well, yeah, the whole town, because LA's a
Part
bunch
of
of
the town.
fucking fair weather people. So all of a sudden, you're gonna see all these Clippers fans that magically pop up. But they had a strong fan base for a while, and I just think it's awesome that he kind of just smacked them right in the mouth with the Lakers, right in the mouth with a little bit of, yeah, I'm not gonna play with LeBron. And so, Mr. Leonard, to that, I salute you, my friend. Thank you.
I think a lot of that had to do with, I think a lot of that was just talking heads. I mean, talking heads also had KD and Kyrie going to the Knicks. But who's going to go play for Dolan? Nobody. Nobody's going to the Knicks until Dolan sells the team. Nobody. You can't kick Oakley. You can't ban him from the Garden and expect anyone to come play for you. Don't care about anything else. That's not happening. Not happening. Never. Franny, any last words?
That's it. Thank you, Kawhi.
Go West.
King of Kawhi at the same time.
I'll get over you. I can't sing at all.
Apparently it's raining. They just delayed the Phillies game.
Yeah, I know. I got concrete in my truck.
Ooh, that's not going to end well for you.
Yeah, I guess I got to buy more tomorrow. Peace.
Deuces.
And now for something completely different.
All right, so we're diving into the latest Mount Rushmore. We're gonna change it up for the first time. Normally we've been doing movie Mount Rushmores. Instead, we are gonna go into keep in theme with the this episode and keep it NBA. Except we're gonna do all-time NBA white guys. Now, this isn't the best white guys in the NBA of all time. This is white guys in the NBA, good or bad, our personal favorites, our personal Rushmores, really, not the all-time. Because you know what, Fran, you know what I realized when I was diving into this a little bit?
What's that?
I realized that everyone who's like legit, not legit really, but the top NBA players who are white, they're all old guys. And you know why they're probably the best? They're like the ones who take over the echelon. Because black guys weren't really allowed to play back then.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Segregation,
Yeah, that was definitely a thing back then.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, thank God that ended.
Yeah.
And it would be really fucking boring if that didn't end.
Yeah. He'd still be shooting underhanded fucking free throws.
I mean, obviously, aside of all the race things, entertainment-wise, it's better with a whole bunch of fucking black dudes.
Before we get into this, fun fact that you didn't know. The Bobe family, I have NBA Hall of Fame blood running through my veins.
Oh, would you get a transfusion?
Yeah, I stole fucking Pistol Pete blood. No, my dad's great grandfather, his name was Billy Ball. And he was on one of the first professional basketball teams ever. And Billy, my little brother, did a project on him in high school and we got a letter in the mail from the NBA Hall of Fame declaring that his contributions, along with the rest of his teams, would be recognized in the NBA Hall of Fame. So it was pretty cool. I had the letter framed and all. And
that's very cool.
It's pretty freaking awesome because I suck at basketball. Billy, on the other hand, they used to call him White Chocolate when he played.
Oh, whoa. That name's reserved for one player and one player only. But we're gonna dive into this. We're gonna get into the best white players of all time for us personally. This is not a list, but we're also excluding two guys, part of our repertoire. We're obviously excluding Larry the Legend. Larry Bird is out. And we're also excluding the logo. Jerry West is out. Although Jerry West deserves, he might be the all-time NBA exec, but that's for a different time. We're getting into all-time Mount Rushmore NBA
favorite white guys.
So Franny informed me. Franny keeps track of this shit. I don't have that good a memory. CTE, shout out. It's my turn.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, head trauma. And I have CTE and THC.
And
6
CBD.
letters. No, fuck that shit. I got 6 letters. That's it. So it's my turn. So I gotta lead off.
Start it off, brother. Who's your favorite white guy ever?
Oh, you want me to go my favorite white guy of all time?
I mean, you might want to in case I decide that without knowing that, that's the whole point of this game is that
I
you
know.
snaked some movies from me that I was quite pissed about, even though I destroy you on them. So you might want to go with your heavy hitter first.
Which is fair, and I want to say to everyone who thinks that Franny's lists are right, you can go fuck yourself. I don't think you know what you're talking about, but not the first time I've been wrong. All right, so my personal favorite white guy watching basketball of all time is the real white chocolate, Jason Williams.
See, I told you should have taken him because that's where I was going first.
You know what I thought about it, and I was wondering. A lot of times I leave my favorite out there, but he's no doubt about it, absolute 100% my favorite. I played point guard. I had everyone people would be shocked that I could dribble a ball as well as I could with my tiny little baby hands.
You do have tiny little baby hands.
Yeah, present tense.
They're like Deadpool
always
fucking hands after they get blown off.
They're little tiny. They're small. If you have a newborn, his hands or her hands rival mine. And I wish that child the best of luck. But when I was compiling my list, I wanted to give stats and different tidbits for people. Jason Williams, his career isn't statistically that great. Career went 10 points, 2 boards, 6 assists. But he's an endless highlight reel. And you know what his intangible? He's got an intangible. You know what it is?
What's that?
Played high school basketball with my favorite wide receiver of all time, Randy Moss.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Goddamn.
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah. He is Jason Williams, pigment white on the inside, definitely black.
Yeah, he could take some
No
dudes.
doubt about it.
He could take some dudes in a hole for sure.
Not just that. Who he is, he's black. No doubt about it. I think if I know Randy Moss is listening. Randy, listen, come on the show. You're gonna tell us Jason Williams is actually on the inside black.
I can't argue with it, man. He would have been my number 1 pick if I was picking first. But I'm going to hit you with one, and I hope you appreciate this as much as I do. But since you took J-Dub's number 1, which was a solid pick by you, I will give you credit. I'm going with none other than Detlef Schrempf.
Ooh, wow.
The first German invasion player and NBA Jam specialist alongside of Sean Kemp.
Solid. Yes. You know what? When we were talking about this, Franny texted me, international players, ? And I said, oh, hell yeah. I'll be honest.
You didn't see that coming.
Did not see Detlef. Did not see Detlef.
Nope.
You know what Detlef is most widely known for?
What's that?
His appearance in Parks and Recreation.
I never watched that show.
Ooh. That's bad form. Parks and Rec is better than The Office.
That's another one I never watched.
Oh, that's good. You can skip The Office and watch Parks and Rec. Anything else you want to say on Detlef? Sorry, I'm stepping on your guy.
No, it's all good. Detlef was next to Sean Kemp, it was there was no better team in NBA Jam because Detlef could shoot and Sean Kemp would dunk, man. I just, he's that guy. And for our generation, he's got to be that guy.
Yeah, and for those reasons alone, that's
he's my
absolutely a great pick. All right, you know what? I'm wondering who am I going to go with next. I think I know. All right, and this is oof. All right, you know who I'm going to go with next? I'm going international as well. I'm going Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, you taking a flyer on Manu?
Taking Manu. Couple of reasons. Drafted at 25 years old, still managed to play for 16 seasons. Right?
Yeah, he was
57th overall pick in the draft. So a late second round pick, and we all know second round picks obviously, rarely materialize, right?
There's one every class that manages to be, just a memorable type player. Yeah. Second round picks don't really garner much value unless you hit the jackpot. Yeah, Manu's a stud, dude. I mean, he was a major part of that run they had.
4-time champ, 2-time.
People underestimated his shooting.
2-time All-NBA.
Yeah, he was deadly.
2-time All-Star. Yeah, Manu.
Good pick, man. I like that pick. I'm gonna roll with I don't know what it is. I'm in a German type mood.
Ooh. Yeah. Go ahead, take him.
Dirk. Gotta
I'll
roll
be-
with Dirk, man. I love him.
Absolutely.
He's just a big dude, but he was like butter when he put the ball up. He would go down low, and then he beat LeBron, which I thought was fucking awesome.
Absolutely. Took it to him.
Yeah, solid player.
So my next pick, and this is going against the grain. Maybe against the grain. I don't know. A little bit older guy. I'm gonna go Bill Laimbeer.
Yeah. Okay.
Bill Laimbeer, 12-9 for his career, 2-time champ. You know what's fascinating about the what really impressed me when I was looking into white guys in the NBA? Bill played 14 seasons, okay? 12 of those seasons, he played 80 or more games in the regular season, and one season he played 79 games. So 13 of 14 seasons, he played at least 79 games.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Four-time All-Star, 2-time champ, and no doubt the sharpest white elbows in NBA history.
And he used them too.
No doubt about it.
All right, I'm going to go. Man, this is tough. There's so many guys that I want to take. I'm going to go Steve Nash.
Oh, nice man. The Canadian kid.
The Canadian sensation. A guy could dish a ball like no other. There's another guy, obviously, on this list who I'm pretty sure I don't even have to say his name as far as assist is concerned. But for our generation, I'll take Steve Nash all day. He was a beast.
He was, absolutely. No doubt about it. And obviously the other guy you're talking about is probably Pistol Pete. I'm not taking Pistol.
No, not Pistol. That's not who I was referring to.
Oh, all right, fair enough. My last pick, I'm going to keep it home. An old school guy.
Oh, don't do it.
I'm going Billy Cunningham.
Okay, all right. I thought you were going to say Sean Bradley for a minute. I was going to have to grab the Glen side to smack the taste out of your mouth.
God, no. Billy Cunningham, also known as the Kangaroo Kid. He was the first. Yeah. He was the first one to put the White Man Can't Jump to bed. Averaged 20 and 10 through his career, and helped the Sixers win win the chip in '67. I try to stay away from the old school guys because again, I feel like obviously old school guys get more credit because black guys weren't really welcome in the NBA entirely. So
yeah, early on it was a tough sledding.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. I like that. Who am I bringing up the rear with? Oh. There's so many names that I'll give you a couple honorable mentions too when I'm done.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. Hold off on them. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's tough. I got 2 guys that I'm like kicking it back and forth with. All right, I'm going Tony Kukoc.
Ooh, Tony Kukoc.
The Croatian sensation.
The former Sixer.
Yeah, yep.
Wow, Tony Kukoc.
My man can shoot.
Woof.
Yeah. Oh, no, I need a retraction. I need immediate retraction.
No.
You have to give me a retraction.
Not happening.
I'll let you go first on the next one too. You have to give it to me. Because I wrote this guy's name down and I left my paper inside. You have to give me one.
Nope. Tony's going down in your Mount Rushmore. The next guy is going to be part of your honorable mention.
You're a total piece of shit.
It's no. This might be the first honorable mention. This might be the first Mount Rushmore I win. So there's no way it's happening.
No, you took Billy Cunningham. You're not winning nothing.
Yeah, okay. Brought up the rear. Yeah, Billy Cunningham's. Yeah, shit on Tony Kukoc.
Okay,
he's a Sixer.
Well, I'm saying this, and you can decide what you want, but since you're not gonna give it back to me,
let me
fucking Thunder Dan Marley.
All right, I'm not impressed either by Dan Marley.
Thunder Dan was the shit, dude.
So, all right, I'm indifferent. On that one. So, to go to honorable mention, my first honorable mention, and this is more impressive. I'll explain why. I'm going to say his name first. The guy is Chris Anderson, also known as Birdman.
Birdman, right? Yeah.
Okay. You know what's most impressive about Birdman?
What's that?
Birdman has played 15 seasons in the NBA. Do you know what Birdman as a big man, his career stat line is?
What's that?
5 points a game, 5 rebounds a game.
15 years.
15 seasons of being a fucking idiot. 5 and 5.
Everybody looked good doing it.
5-5.
How many millions of dollars too?
Oh, I didn't even look. I don't want to know.
How about for honorable mention, the ugliest white guy to ever play basketball, Rick Smits?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Another honorable mention that I have is Rick Barry.
Yeah.
One reason and one reason only.
The
Grandma
dunk
free no, you're thinking of
Oh, Brent Barry. That was Brent.
yes, Rick Barry. Grandma free throws.
The underhand? Yeah.
Yep,
God,
absolutely.
there's so many names. Leitner.
Hey, Leitner's he gets no NBA credit.
I agree, totally.
Shitty. He gets credit in, like, if we want to go Rushmore of, like, greatest college basketball players of all time, obviously he's in there. Hate him, love him, whatever, but he is.
Yeah, he was garbage in the NBA.
NBA, fuck off.
Brian Scalabrine.
See, now you're just saying fun white guy names. You're not really. It's not really.
Hedu Turkoglu.
Yeah, Hedu. Yeah, absolutely.
Another guy I like was Wally Zerbiak.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wisconsin native.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike Miller.
Yeah, Mike Miller.
Absolutely. Now you're just saying that all those guys are just novelty white guys.
Yeah.
They're not like legit. Like real honorable mentions are like obviously Pistol Pete, like we said, Bob Cousy.
Wait, you can't tell me that I was doing that and then throw Chris Anderson in there and you give his stat line of 5-5 or 15 seasons.
But that's what's impressive about Chris Anderson is 15 seasons.
It's like saying Tom Gugliotta was good.
I didn't say Chris Anderson was good. I'm giving you a reason why Chris Anderson was worthy of honorable mention. 15 seasons at 5-5. That's that's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's
how about guys like
insane.
Like the co-stars on the Jordan teams like Paxson and Kerr and Mark Price and all these guys?
Yeah, again, they're just like I feel like they're just novelty names. Like our list was great. I think our lists were great.
Yeah.
But like none of those guys can. If we're going honorable mention, none of those guys can compete with 15 seasons at 5-5. He was suspended for a year. Like that's super impressive. What kind of dickheads were signing this dude for 15 years?
A lot of people, man.
Clearly,
he was on what? He was on the Nuggets. He was on the Pistons. Who else was he on? Sacramento.
He was all over the place. He's in the big three right now.
Yeah.
He's not list worthy. He's honorable mention worthy. Just because 15-5-5.
By the way, the other name I was talking about when I said assist was John Stockton.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, absolutely. He's no doubt about it. But he's not going on my list. Great player.
I'm just happy I got that left shrimp if I couldn't have J-Dubs.
Yeah, you can have Detlef all day. I'll give you Detlef. I'll never argue against Detlef.
You can't tell me you didn't use the Supersonics just to play with Sean Kemp.
No doubt. I'm sure we played against each other. He's heating up.
Is it the shoes?
Oh, absolutely. So just to tie this in real fast, I know we got off, we talked about the Sixers already, and all that, but I had something come to me and I wanted to bring it up real fast. You watch First Take, the show? First Take?
I try not to, but you know.
Smart man.
I know of it, yeah.
Smart man.
Is that Stephen A. show?
I think he's on there. I'm not positive.
Forget about it. Fuck that show. Go ahead.
So, the Sixers came up and they were talking about Ben Simmons and the deal and all that stuff and how it works out for the Sixers. And Ryan Hollins.
Yeah, I said his name earlier.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Yeah, he's an absolute clown. He was saying that the Sixers, they're not that good, and started shitting on Embiid a little bit, right? So it came up and he said that the NBA doesn't you don't win with big men anymore, and the Sixers will never win with Joel Embiid as their big man or their best player. I'm sorry, and Dominic Foxworth, that's it. Dominic Foxworth says to him, and it's one of the greatest. I don't watch the show. I saw a clip. It's one of the greatest clips I think I've ever seen from the show. Dominic Foxworth, I think he's a football guy anyway, says to Ryan Hollins, "You don't win in the NBA with big men like you. You win in the NBA."
Oh yeah. I think I did see that clip. Yeah.
Which is absolutely magical.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
They're terrible. Those shows are. I don't know what ESPN's doing with that, but yeah, it's it's pretty bad. And that guy's he made another comment about
He's
Rajon Rondo is twice as good as Kyrie Irving or something like that.
Yeah, he's made more than a couple ridiculous comments. But that one, I saw it right before we went on, and it really stood out for me, which is phenomenal, and it's true.
By the way, that laughter you just heard in the background, I'm pretty sure was my wife laughing at Hector Neris giving up a 3-run home run in the top of the ninth. I'm pretty sure. I can't confirm yet because the screen hasn't reloaded, but
the Phillies probably lost again, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Listen, I know people think that if you go our track record, all we are, I mean, like, it would seem like we're a Sixers podcast with a little bit of Eagles. We're not. We're really not. We've really been running with, because since with the Sixers, but we're really
free
gearing
agency, all that shit. We're gonna start getting into.
We're really gearing up. We're gearing up for the
football.
NFL, especially NFL.
Yeah.
We're coming with fantasy stuff. Daily fantasy, yearly fantasy, Eagles, no doubt. We love the Sixers. If you're wondering why we don't talk about the Phillies or the Flyers more, actually go ahead and pick up the phone and call the Phillies and the Flyers and give them shit for not giving us more to talk about. If they did better, we'd talk about it more. But your time is a little bit less valuable than our time, so we respect the fact that none of us want to talk about those two teams.
Well, I would talk about the Flyers, but you hate hockey, so we don't do it. So I'll just keep working on a little segment I do on my own that we upload that'll just be strictly hockey. And
sure,
we can agree that baseball, we're not going to get anywhere with that. And once football starts at the end of this month, it really doesn't matter about baseball anyway. So,
but there's still nothing to talk about with hockey.
Well,
right?
Says you, yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Right. Okay. Good. All right, everybody. Thank you again. Closing out. This is going to be like our second. This is going to be back-to-back hour-long episodes.
Yeah, buddy.
Goddamn right.
Got to do a better job though of getting more content to the people.
Yeah, we're gonna get way better. We promise. I promise. Thank you everyone for listening.
Hit us up.
See you
Twitter,
out there. Yeah,
Instagram,
Twitter. High and Wide Pod at High and Wide Pod is the Twitter. I'm D Ford HNW. Franny is.
I don't even know. F franchise at High and Wide, something like that. I don't know.
I think Franny's franchise HNW
_ High and Wide,
something like that.
Yeah, same thing on Instagram.
I'm definitely going to say that the podcast's Twitter is right and mine's right, and I definitely clearly linked both of us to it, so you can find Franny there.
Yeah.
Even if Franny doesn't know what his own Twitter handle is.
That's alright. I don't care that.
Minor inconvenience.
But I'll conversate with you, so hit me up.
Absolutely. Go yell at Franny. Seriously. He gets fired up. I love it.
Ask me why my brother's a Penguins fan.
Oh, do it. Go do it. Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely tagging Joey Bag of Donuts in this one. Oh my God. Sweet Jesus. What do we think the outro song is going to be?
I mean, if it's not the NBA Jam music, I'm going to be pissed, but whatever.
Ooh, solid suggestion. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Peace out.